What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and my kaiju people? What is going on? It is your boy, the Supreme B-Man, and I am here today with a smile on my face and something that is only just a rumor. It is a rumor to E3. It is a very big deal to me because I'm a huge fan of this franchise. And if you had watched my previous video on this particular franchise, on its recent movie that just came out, maybe about a week ago or so, I loved it. I enjoyed it. Unlike critics and like hyper fans of the genre, they kind of downplayed it, kind of tried to ruin it for everybody in a certain kind of way, I guess. Not everybody tried to do that. I just feel like there was just way too much negativity in the background that kind of like fluctuated its outcome. And the particular movie or the franchise I'm talking about is Godzilla. And of course, because considering I hollered at you kaiju people out there, but Godzilla King of the Monsters, whether you like it, hate it, or you're somewhere in between of it, it did pretty decent. It wasn't a movie flop as I've been hearing on the internet, or at least everywhere else. I mean, there are some people who actually did enjoy the movie. I was gonna do a video about it and kind of call out a lot of people, but I felt like that was out of taste and kind of was gonna make me look bad in a kind of way, and I didn't want to do that. And because I was gonna talk about what they said and all that stuff, and I feel like I don't need to do that when you guys have access to the internet. Why should I be that person that tries to report on other people's opinions about stuff? And that's not something I would do. So it just didn't look good. More times I listened to it, to the audio at least. So, but anyways, I'm not here to talk about the movie. You guys can check out my opinions about the movie in the description below on my review of Godzilla King of the Monsters. But as I've said before, I'm a huge Godzilla fanboy. You can call me a fanboy, you can call me a kaiju fan, a G fan, as it goes out in the interwebs. I think G fan is still a thing, I'm not sure. It used to be a huge magazine publisher of like all things that is kaiju, mostly related to Godzilla. They used to have a magazine. I had one a long time ago. I bought at at Kroger, I think. I'm not sure, but it was one that caught my eye because it had like Godzilla 2000 on the front of it and some other monster in the background. But it looked real cool, and I picked it up. And that magazine did not make it throughout the years, so eventually it just hit the trash can. But I kind of wish I had a subscription to a lot of those magazines, and wish I had them with me still. But it's okay, or at least that one, because I never had too many after that. But anyways, guys, keep going back and forth off topic here. But the main topic is, what am I going to be talking about when it comes to Godzilla? What is this entire video about? Well, obviously from the title of the video, you obviously know that there is some type of Godzilla tournament fighting game coming to the Xbox One and the PS4. I mean, no, yeah, the PS4 and maybe the Switch. I'm not sure. Or mainly PC as well. It is a Godzilla tournament fighter, and it's going to be roughly based on the upcoming Godzilla vs. King Kong movie that is supposed to be slated for next year. And apparently Arc Systems, the people who created Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball Fighters, is going to be running the show. And apparently, once again, I will iterate that this is only just a rumor, but a rumor nonetheless. And if this is 100% true, I am 100% down for something like it. I have been awaiting for a Godzilla tournament fighting game ever since Godzilla Unleashed. I was not a huge fan of Godzilla Unleashed. It was not a great game because of the controls. It had a lot of monsters in it, a lot of the memorable monsters, like all the different. It had at least 4 to 3 maybe different generations of Godzilla in it. It had Destroyer, King Ghidorah, Anguirus, Rodan, Megalon, Gigan. It had the Gigan from Final Wars. I had Biollante, which is a huge giant plant like Godzilla thing, like a Frankenstein's little shop of horrors monster. Um, there's just even some obscure characters like Titanosaurus and Baragon was in the game, and it was a very good like roster heavy Godzilla fan video game, and even have some original monsters that the developers actually created for the game. Some brand new monsters that were never featured in any Godzilla film. So kudos to them on that. But as I said before, the controls for that game was bad because, you know, Nintendo felt like every single one of their games had to include the motion control Wii nunchuck thing, and it just didn't work for that game. It was better off being played on a Pro controller of some sort or an old GameCube controller. And I was kind of hoping that the game would come out on, I think it did come out on PS2 at the time, but it wasn't good, and the roster just didn't match up to the Wii roster because it didn't have Biollante in it. It actually had Batra in it, or Mothra, I think. I'm not sure which one. It was one of the two. I think both of them had Mothra, but that one had Batra or something like that. But anyways, that the fact that they're going to make a game that's roughly based on the Godzilla 2019 version of Godzilla and a King Kong, maybe a sneak peek in the 2020 King Kong, that's going to be very, very cool. And hopefully that they'll be able to bring in all of the other monsters in Godzilla's Rogues Gallery. And I don't think there's too many monsters that King Kong's actually fought, except for maybe the skull crawlers from Kong Skull Island. I made a quick little bullet point of a couple of things, like I did in the Marvel vs. Capcom game, about Marvel vs. Capcom 4 video that I created, and also that video's in the link in the description if you haven't watched that yet. But similar to that, I made a bullet point of some of the things I would like to see in the game. First off, story. There might be a small, subtle story, maybe something real cheesy, like the aliens from Destroy All Monsters come back and they're like terrorizing the cities again, and they've unleashed brand new monsters on Earth, and now Godzilla and King Kong have to squash their rivalry between one another. Or you might end up picking Team Godzilla or Team Kong or something like that. Maybe there's something like that. It'd be pretty cool. The next thing is versus mode and melee. I don't know if this is going to be like in Guilty Gear, or it's going to be like Dragon Ball FighterZ where you pick teams. Dragon Ball FighterZ is loosely based on Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and 3, where you do 3v3 and you pick your certain characters that you want in on that team. I don't think it's going to get that crazy. I don't think you'll be able to pick like Anguirus, Godzilla, and Gigan or something like that, and King Kong and King Ghidorah and all that stuff. I don't know if it'll go that far, but it'd be interesting if it does. If not, hopefully they can keep the whole kind of like Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee look to it, to where it you can actually have multiple monsters on a screen, but we'll see. And hopefully online things would be real nice to see. Maybe this could be a giant kaiju tournament fighter. If it's being made by Arc Systems, obviously they're going to put in the time into making this one of those very unique fighting games. I don't know if it'll be taken serious, like say it's gonna go to Evo or anything like that. But it'd be cool if it did. I would love to see Godzilla at Evo. That'd be pretty freaking dope. I mean, recently I've seen the Shattered Grid Power Rangers fighting game, made by is it James Wong? He's a big Evo player, and he used to play like Marvel and stuff like that, and he just got through helping out create the Shattered Grid Power Rangers game. I don't see why Godzilla couldn't get some of that spotlight as well, but it's being made by a big, huge fighting game developer, and you know, with Arc Systems, the way they do things, whew, their stuff is so good, dude. Like all the cinematic cutscenes, all of the crazy, beautiful, artistic stuff that they put in there. I would hope that this is not a rumor. I hope that it's an actual thing that actually happens at E3. Hopefully it's something that people will be like, wait, what? There's a Godzilla versus King Kong fighting game? Hopefully it gets featured on the grand stage. I hope so. And hopefully they have something. If not, maybe there'll be a trailer after E3, or maybe somewhere in between E3 about it. Because for sure they has to have been working on something like this. If this is just a rumor, it doesn't make sense if it was a rumor that it wasn't true. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know how video game rumor stuff. Yeah, well, sometimes I know how it goes, because one day you hear about something like this, and then it just, when the actual thing comes up to question, it's not true. So, but I hope Arc Systems is working on a Godzilla tournament fighter, and I would be highly interested in a game like that. I would love to play a Godzilla fighting game, as you've seen sometimes on this channel, especially recently. Like I said, if you watch that Godzilla review, you can see me playing Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee on it, and it's a fun game to play, and it has all my favorite monsters on it, even though I haven't unlocked all the monsters on that. But you know, and I have Godzilla Save the Earth as well, which is also pretty good. It's not bad, but it's not like Melee. It's not like Melee. But I would be very interested in to see what you guys think. Have you guys heard anything about this rumor? Do you know if it's true? Or would you guys be interested in a Godzilla tournament fighting game? And if so, is it because of Godzilla, or is it because Arc Systems is doing it? And what would you like to see in that game? I would love to hear your guys' comments in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, like it. And if you want other people to see it that might be interested in it, share it. And you know, or if not, holler to them over to my channel. There's plenty of videos on that they can check out that they might be interested in. And of course, as always, it is your boy, the Supreme B-Man, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.